What's up YouTube, Gemini Johnny back again with another compilation of some of the wildest TikTok conspiracy theories I can find. That's right, you all asked for it, so we're doing more conspiracy theories, baby. Let's get into it. If this is your first time here, I do take a pretty skeptical approach to most of these conspiracy theories, and a lot of times with about 30 seconds of research, a lot of them are proven to be not true. So, you know, that's how that goes. But I am open to being persuaded into believing any of these with a little bit of evidence. And I haven't said it in a while, but the nature of these is that I'm watching them for the very first time, so these are all new to me. I feel like that's the way that I can give you the very best reactions, the most genuine reactions, and it's the most fun for me. I don't want to watch a bunch of stuff that I've already seen before, because that's boring. So if you've seen them before, you know, let me know. Sorry, I try to bring you up-to-date stuff, but sometimes some old ones sneak in there. And, you know, I didn't see it, so it's still new to me. Alright, now without further ado, let's jump right in.
Have you heard of this Olympics conspiracy theory? Chances are you've never heard of a slope pool, but ask any swimmer and they'll swear it's real. And it all starts with how shallow the Paris pool really is. The science says the more water in a pool, the quicker waves go away. The quicker waves go away, the faster the swimmers go. But less water means more waves and slower swimmers. And the Paris pool is 20% more shallow than previous Olympic pools. And the numbers don't lie. Times for almost every top swimmer in Paris are slower than their career bests. Winning times are down from the last two Olympics, and barely any world records are being set. In the end, it's about beating the person next to you, not what your time is, but swimmers are pissed, and it's all due to the slow pools in Paris.
It's funny to call it a slow pool, but I mean, I guess that makes sense. I don't really understand, you know, water physics that well, but yeah, if everyone is swimming slower, I get that they want to break world records and stuff, and it kind of sucks that you don't really have the chance to do that because you're at a disadvantage. But as long as you're winning the gold medal, who cares? Break the record at the next Olympics. Stay good. I don't know.
I have a theory about Ice Spice. Do you remember when we all found out what was going on with the Pussycat Dolls? Basically, their performances and their fame was an advertisement for adult services that they did. By the way, I think they were actually being trafficked, so no hate. And even if they were doing it consensually, still, like, get your bag, let's go. So back to Ice Spice. I think she's doing the same thing. I think she's advertising for her adult services. And that's why she's always talking about poop and farts, because she's showing the specific flavor fetish that she does and excels at. Because I've known a lot of adult workers, and to me, it definitely sounds like she is advertising her specific talents. If this is true, hopefully it's consensual, but I don't know, it's all speculation. What do you think?
Dang. I mean, Twitter, like, 2 weeks ago found out what all these, like, IG models go to Dubai for all the time, and let's just say it's not because they have a good nightlife. It has to do with a lot of incredibly wealthy people being able to pay people to do things that they want them to do. So yeah, I would believe it. How often is Ice Spice in Dubai? We got any Ice Spice stands out there? How often is Ice Spice in Dubai? That's your first question. I've never looked into an Ice Spice thing in my life. I've never listened to a song of hers. I couldn't tell you a thing about Ice Spice other than I hear about her popping up on social media every once in a while. And she looks like she should play Annie in the modern day adaptation of Annie the musical. If you're feeling bored, remind American evangelicals that the Bible says that the Antichrist will be wounded on its head as a near skull and bone stroke, but he would be okay and that people will admire him for it. Wait a second, is this true? Revelation 13:3. One of the heads of the beast seemed to have had a fatal wound, but the fatal wound had been healed. The whole world was filled with wonder and followed the beast. Well, if we're using the Bible to prophesize, who does that sound like it could possibly be about?
It took me 10 years to realize Bikini Bottom is actually garbage caused by pollution. The houses in the city are made out of car exhausts that fell in the ocean due to the pollution. But that's not all.
I never noticed that.
The city is loaded with trash. Look at this rusty anchor that fell off a boat. The Krusty Krab is an abandoned crab trap that fell to the bottom of the ocean. And the reason Krabs owns it is because he was trapped inside it. Glove World is gloves that were used for Goot and Fish, and SpongeBob's house, a refreshment. And check this out, the bank, it's literally a boat storage barrel. And finally, Squidward's house, it's boat decor. And where did all
Boat
the pollution go here? Goot Lagoon, it's literally motor oil. Bikini Bottom is made of
my
trash.
gosh.
It took
I always wondered how they had an ocean under the ocean. It's freaking oil. I never realized that. Oh my god. Alright. Ew, they go swimming in oil? God, we're gross. And that's why he lives in a pineapple under the sea, because somebody tossed their drink over and he turned it into a house. I guess that makes sense. That's what fish do, right? They turn things at the bottom of the ocean into homes. Habitats. Dang. Never realized SpongeBob was that deep.
Jeff Bezos spent $42 million building this doomsday
Oh, I've heard about
device.
this. It's like a clock.
Inside of this mountain in Texas, they are building a clock. And this clock is supposed to outlast humanity. Like, no one seems to be sure exactly what it is either. Like, what the purpose is. He's spending $42 million on it, and I know it's Jeff Bezos, but that's still a lot of money. So it's something pretty important. There are, like, a couple pictures that have been released, like this and this. It's just like, what is going on? Because, like, we don't need clocks to tell time. Like, if the world ends or something, we can still tell what time it is. And why is it in the mountains in Texas? In West Texas.
Texas has mountains?
They dug the tunnel in the top of the
Yes,
mountain,
West
and
Texas,
it's
yeah.
many stories tall. And apparently this is the most accurate clock. I don't know about you, but I just think something really weird is going on. Like, what is the purpose of it? Why not donate to, like, charity or something? Free Palestine. If you want to see my long form content, come over here. And I just posted this video.
I'm sorry. Do we need this content on YouTube? Steamy Horse Boyfriend Simulator. I love this girl's content, but I'm just saying there's a reason that has 6 views in the first hour. Because, what? I mean, there's bound to be an audience. I'm sure somebody wants to watch that, but girl, stick to, like, the creepy stuff, I promise. It's gonna do a lot better than that. Okay, so this thing is called the Clock of the Long Now, or the 10,000-year clock. It's a mechanical clock under construction that is designed to keep time for 10,000 years. So what is the purpose of this thing? So in the words of Stuart Brand, a founding board member of the foundation, such a clock, if sufficiently impressive and well engineered, would embody deep time for people. It should be charismatic to visit, interesting to think about, and famous enough to become iconic in the public discourse. Ideally, it would do for thinking about time what the photographs of Earth from space have done for thinking about the environment. Such icons reframe the way people think. Which, like, okay, fair enough. Still kind of weird, but, I mean, they just want to build a cool thing, it sounds like. They're called the Long Now Foundation, and their board members all seem like, you know, pretty smart people, and I don't know, I'm sure, you know, anyone you dig into probably has some dirt on them. It's like the founder of Stripe is one of the guys. There's a lot of, like, entrepreneurs, and there's a neuroscientist on the board. So, you know, I mean, there's some smart people on the board. It is interesting that the Wikipedia page doesn't really mention Jeff Bezos. I'm not really sure what that's all about. Why is Jeff Bezos's clock? It sounds like it's these guys' clock. For these people. Because there are some women on the board, too. There's a woman named Ping Fu, Chinese-American entrepreneur. She is the co-founder of 3D software development company GeoMagic, which I've never heard of, but, you know, whatever. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I might do some more digging into them later, but if you guys know anything about this, why is it Jeff Bezos's clock? Let me know in the comments.
Would you believe me if I told you that right now I live next door to a group of billionaires who are celebrating summer solstice with a group of celebrities? Today, I want to talk to you if you are a conspiracy theorist and you
Where do you
understand
live, lady?
symbolism. I want to be very careful how I say things in this video. So TikTok, this is going to be for entertainment purposes only. Yesterday, I went to see my parents and they said, did you know that Lionel Richie was in town? And I'm like, why would Lionel Richie come to where I live? I live in the middle of PA, nowhere special. My county is one of the poorest counties in the state. However, we do have a group of billionaires that live here. And to understand why they had the celebrities here to do the summer solstice, you'd have to understand how they got here first. I'm not a fast talker. Stay with me. I may have to do this in 2 parts.
Not a fast talker.
Today, we're going
Lady.
to talk
I can
about
barely keep
a group
up. I'm
of
a fast talker.
billionaires named the Hardys. Now,
Hardys.
TikTok was giving me some crap earlier about the number of pixels in my uploads, so you're going to see a lot of screenshots. I apologize. But this man is Mr. Joe Hardy, and he is the founder of 84 Lumber. 84 Lumber is a global company. There there are 84s all over the world, and he started it himself. At a young age, he started it here in Pennsylvania in a town called 84, PA. The first 84 is still there. In 1984, he came and he bought up a bunch of property here in the county that I live, which is about an hour from 84, PA, and he built a mansion. And this is what it looks like. It's called Nemacolin. And if you're wondering why it looks familiar, it's because they filmed a season of The Bachelor there. At that time, up until a few years ago, anybody could go to Nemacolin to spend the night, to swim, to go to the spa, to go to dinner. They have a casino. They have horseback riding. They had ski slopes for a while as well. And they would always put up a big show for Christmas and put out lights. Now it's no longer open freely to the public like that. You have to buy a membership. But Mr. Hardy came from a different place, and so he allowed just anybody to come there. When he semi-retired, he left everything over to his daughter. This is her, Maggie Hardy. Her first marriage was to a man with the last name McGurko, so she was known as Maggie Hardy McGurko. That marriage produced one child, and their son's name is PJ. Several years ago, she got remarried to a man from Colorado. I do not know his name. I don't know much about him. I just know that she and he have been spending a lot of time traveling and enjoying their lives together. And I've met Maggie. I want to say this to be fair. I have met her. She was very pleasant. You wouldn't have known that she was worth billions of dollars. I also met Mr. Hardy. He always had a cigar in his mouth. He was very friendly as well. Now, this is PJ, her son. And when she decided a few years ago, after she got remarried, that she was going to sort of be semi-retired as well, PJ came into the picture to start taking over. This is not a child that had a normal life like you and I. He went to really prestigious schools. And then when he graduated, he went to one of the most prestigious colleges in the United States for the arts. And this was them congratulating him on his graduation from that college. Let me show you some of the alumni that also went there. This was called the Tisch School of the Arts. Notable alumni: Elizabeth Olsen, Philip Seymour Hoffman, James Franco,
super famous,
Billy Crystal, Morgan Spurlock, M. Night Shyamalan, Martin Scorsese, Aubrey Plaza, Lady Gaga, Kirsten Bell, Spike Lee, Adam Sandler, and Alec Baldwin. PJ is very open and proud about his sexuality. He is openly gay, and this man was, at that time, on the left, his fiancé. They announced that they were engaged and getting married and that they were going to hold their wedding at the Nemacolin Castle. And they did, and I want to show you the first of many videos that they put out to show what happened at their wedding. The theme was Alice in Wonderland, but they had a lot of different things going on. I believe it was Deepak Chopra that officiated it. His daughter came, the one that's married to one of the Jonas brothers. I know they were there. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to show you the video. We're going to talk for a minute, and then I'm going to go to part 2.
Let us join in prayers. Out of this whole world, two souls have found each other. Their destinies shall now be woven into one design, and their perils and joys shall not be known to be apart. Opportunities for growth, for lifting your lives to their highest potential, for healing every false thought or small idea you ever had about yourselves, and for ultimate reunion with the divine through the communion of your two souls.
I give you my deepest friendship and love, that I will always seek to see the light of divinity within you, and seek always to find the light of divinity within me, in whatever moments of darkness may come. It is my intention to be with you forever.
I don't know if you noticed the Alice in Wonderland theme, the tarot cards. There was a lot of Eastern philosophy and religion intertwined in that. Again, I don't know symbolism. But for the sake of time, we will end it here and go to part 2, where I'm going to show you everything that's going on right now for the summer solstice party.
Don't worry, I am going to go find the part 2. I didn't realize this was a 2-parter. But I'm so intrigued, so I'm definitely finding the part 2, don't worry. Also, I have a Lionel Richie story. Until she started this. So I'll let you know. We'll see where she goes with this part 2. I will say, not that it necessarily means anything, but she does have a cross in her name on TikTok, like a cross emoji. So I do feel like Christians in general have a pretty negative view of Eastern philosophies and religions. So so far right now, it looks like they had a pretty non-traditional, non-religious type of wedding with lots of like woo-woo stuff thrown in there. Sage burning, the bulls, you know, facing each other. If you caught any symbolism in there, let me know in the comments, because it was a lot of flashing going by, and I'm going to go back and look through it to see if I catch anything else. But yeah, if you caught anything in there that I didn't mention. Yeah, we saw the sage burning, tarot cards reading, which she mentioned. I saw 2 bulls facing each other, which I feel like that's some kind of symbolism. It was like, that felt like watching a clip of District 1 of the Hunger Games wedding or something. It was weird. All right, we got part 2.
What is it with celebrities and the really ultra rich when they come together? They do things that are really ritualistic, and I don't understand why. I don't understand any of it or the symbolism behind it. But this is going to be part 2 to, hey, my neighbors are billionaires and they had a summer solstice party, and help me figure out what all of this means. If you didn't see part 1, you better go watch it. We're going to pick up where we left off, and I'm going to show you some of the people that attended. So this was kind of one of their invitations, the summer solstice celebration, Friday, June 21st through Sunday, June 23rd.
First of all, where was my invite? Hello, it's right in the middle of Gemini season. How are you not going to invite Gemini Jonny? Come on. And yes, you guys can bet your ass I'm going to be talking all about it on my YouTube channel. I'm going to tell all their secrets. I don't care. But still invite me. I'm just kidding. I won't tell your secrets.
In attendance was Jimmy Fallon. I cannot remember this man's name. Is it Ty? I can't remember. Jimmy Fallon again with Maggie Hardy. Megan Fox was there, Machine Gun Kelly, Adrian Brody, Neil Patrick Harris. And again, he's there with his husband and Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. This is Lionel Richie and Jimmy Fallon singing, and just more pictures of the event. This was some of the people that were dressed. They were dressed in white. There's a video that I'm going to show you that will make more sense. A lot of sun god themes.
Is that Miley Cyrus?
You know, it's funny that within the last, I'd say, year or two, there has been a lot of...
Wait, sorry, I want to read these. Separate shootings in Uniontown, 10 most dangerous cities in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area businessman faces 36 felony crime charges, off-duty Pennsylvania State Police trooper charged with beating man unconscious, suspect in wife's murder arrested in Vegas while eating breakfast, Uniontown residents on edge after a recent string of violent crimes. On the bottom, we got some more bad stuff. All right, I'll rewind that a little bit so we can hear.
You know, it's funny that within the last, I'd say, year or two, there has been a lot of violence and a lot of unalivings in my county. And I've been praying with a lot of people in ministry about this, what we call a dark cloud over this county. When something is demonic, when there's something ritualistic going on right down the road from your house, you need to pay attention. Problem is that I don't have the handbook necessary to say what is what. All that I know is what I said at the beginning. when the ultra rich and the celebrities come together, they always do these really ritualistic things, and there's a ton of symbology. Help me figure it out. I'm going to leave you with one more video. You can find all of these at the Nemacolin Facebook page. Thanks for watching.
Michael Bublé. Wait, no. What's that guy's name? Yeah, it's Michael Bublé, right? I'm probably gonna have to mute this song, so. I might have to mute my voice too, actually. Who's that guy? Somebody let me know. Yeah, if you know who this guy is, let me know. She said Ty something. I'm not sure who that is. But let's go check out Nemacolin's Facebook page. Just kidding. It's Tyson Beckford. I couldn't remember his name, but I found it in the comments. Yeah, he's been in stuff like Into the Blue, Biker Boys. The only thing I've seen that he's been in is Zoolander. And honestly, I don't really remember him in that. He's not who I was thinking he was. I was thinking that he was the guy that was in Malibu's Most Wanted. Tay Diggs. That's not him. That's Tyson Beckford. So, never mind. Know who that is. You don't have to leave that in the comments. Or do it. I don't care. Helps me. So, speaking of which, don't forget to drop a like if you're enjoying the video, and subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video. I do kind of post them randomly, mostly Wednesdays and Sundays, but sometimes you never know. I might do a live stream. So turn on that notification bell so you always get notified if I go live or post a video. Thanks. Appreciate you guys. Let's get back to the video. I did want to see if there's like a part 3 to this. But she said part 2 of 2, so I'm guessing not. I don't really know. She's not really presenting a conspiracy theory. She's just kind of telling you about this rich people's wedding. But there is probably a lot of symbolism in that. So if you guys caught stuff that I didn't mention, or, I mean, yeah, lots of sun goddess stuff. Definitely lots of rich people. I don't know who most of these people are. Yeah, also that, if you caught anybody's faces in here, we saw Adrian Brody, he was mentioned. We saw obviously Lionel Richie, he was mentioned. Yeah, that's Tyson Beckford again. Michael Bublé, I believe that is. Somebody told me I look like him once. To be fair, it was back when I had short hair, and it was just specifically on the cover of one of his albums. Not sure who that woman is, so if you know, let me know. Oh, also, this guy, is that Nick Cannon? DJing? Is that Nick Cannon? You know, yeah, these are just probably just guesses. They're probably not anybody, but I think that's Nick Cannon. I don't know. That kind of looks. It's not. At first, I thought this chick was Natalie Dyer, the girl from Fallout and Yellow Jackets. Which, by the way, not promo, but those are really good shows. Loved both of those. Yeah, it's not her though, so I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. But it's kind of who she looked like. And then these are all just guesses. Probably not anybody. You know, I mean, they're people. They're valid and everything. There's Lionel, and I don't really recognize. These are probably like the wedding guests and the family that's hosting. Yeah, Lionel and Jimmy. Yeah. So, all right, enough of the tease. I do have a Lionel Richie story. It has nothing to do with a wedding or any symbolism or anything. But I've mentioned before on this channel, I used to work at a pretty nice sushi restaurant in West Hollywood called Nobu. And I was just like a busser and then a food runner, because that's how it works there. You have to start as a busser and work your way up. One night, Lionel Richie came in with his family, which I don't know if you're aware, but his family is Nicole Richie of like Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton fame. And then she's married to one of the Madden brothers from Good Charlotte. And he just happened to bring his brother, the other Madden brother from Good Charlotte, and his wife, who just so happens to be Cameron Diaz. So, you know, a little bit of a star power at this table. Obviously, they're in a private little section by themselves, and somebody tells me they're about to leave, and we need to flip it really quickly. So I go over there to wait for them to get all their stuff and get out. And, you know, being polite as they're leaving, they're all walking out. I'm like, all right, have a good night, guys. You know, hey, have a good night, have a good night. Thanks for coming in, blah, 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 you know, all the nice things. And Lionel Richie was one of the last to walk out in the line of people leaving. And I was like, hey, thank you, have a good night. And he goes, all right, baby. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen somebody do in person, and definitely one of the coolest moments of working in food industry that I've ever had. So yeah, nothing too crazy, but you know, it is fun. Truthfully, I don't have any like Illuminati type of weird symbolism and stuff at these events, but I did do a lot of private events with that job too, and got to see some pretty cool places, like Steve Harvey's house. That was cool. He had a Versace table. I think it was Versace. One of those like high-end brands that I'll never own anything of. And we were instructed very clearly and adamantly, do not touch that table. So obviously the first thing I did when I got the chance was touch that table. Yeah, Steve Harvey, if you're watching, I touched your stupid table. Just kidding, allegedly. I didn't do that, just in case. I don't know. Imagine that table's broken now. They try to blame it on me. It'd be tight. I'd go to court for that. Please don't sue me over your stupid table. But I did also see Earth, Wind, and Fire play a private show for like, I don't know, maybe 150 people at the party. And that was at the biggest house in Beverly Hills, technically speaking. I think it was like the biggest by land, not land, but by square footage or something. But it was an insane house. They had a ballroom and extra kitchen for events. Dude, it was another level of wealth that I aspire to be a part of someday, not gonna lie. But I would do a lot better things with that wealth than hire Earth, Wind, and Fire to play my birthday party. No offense, Eric. I'd love to work for you again if you ever need me.
I keep trying to tell y'all that there's more to the story than they tell us. And TikTok, this video is fake.
Do not mess with the Gullah Geechee. They'll actually put a stone or block in her mouth to keep her from talking. There's actually books written where they were so frightened of them, the women especially, because they practiced this communal protectionism, that if a sound that came out of her mouth, it meant your death. And so when we say, food is not a game, it is just a knowing of how the universe works better than some people to a certain extent.
And do you want to know what's kind of funny to me? Y'all know that tongue clicking? That was an actual language, a very, very high vibrational one. It is a language in South Africa that is going extinct. Why? Because they were killed by colonizers for speaking that language. And she also states that they would get beaten up by white men if they were caught speaking their own language. I really want y'all to recognize how powerful speaking is. Like I say, if you ever just hug somebody and they talk, you can hear their voice in their chest. If you touch the back of somebody who's talking, you can feel the vibration going through their body. Your body is listening to you. Do you know how powerful we had to be for them to be able to once be on the verge of killing us, putting rocks inside of our mouths so we couldn't speak? Y'all gotta recognize that creating vibration within your mouth is very powerful. The English language that we speak doesn't even create any type of vibration to enhance the rate of our communication. This is the lowest form of speaking. Just a little hint though. Y'all stay dangerous. More information on my YouTube.
I've seen her a few times on this channel. Yeah, I haven't actually checked out her YouTube, but I'm going to go check that out when I'm done recording today. I'm going to check out some of her stuff, because I've seen a lot of her TikToks, and I like a lot of the stuff she says, and I agree with a lot of stuff she says. If you study any of the, like, I don't want to call them, like, ancient forms of alchemy, but that is kind of what they are, and, like, nobody really studies that kind of stuff anymore because we have science and stuff, and if you do study that stuff, it's considered, like, occult or like outside of the norms. I don't know. It's I feel like if you study alchemy these days or read books on alchemy, people look at you weird. But there's interesting stuff to be learned there. And one of the main lessons, the first lessons you learn, is that words have power. And it's something that I think we used to know as humans, but over time we've just gotten free with our words and we say things off the cuff. And I don't know if I fully believe in manifestation and all that kind of stuff, but there's been many times that I've thought or said something and then that thing started appearing in my life. or that problem fixed itself. So I don't know. I think there's something to, they say like what, there's a reason called spelling, right? Like the words you cast, the words you say are actually spells that you cast. So be careful with the words you say. Be careful with the thoughts and the things that you put out into the universe, because I think that stuff does return back to you in some way, shape, or form. I don't fully understand it, but it is a thing that I feel in my gut and believe. So, you know, anyway, enough of my woo-woo talk. This one says, we've switched timelines. I'm stumbling over my words because I'm freaking out. We painted our house 4 years ago. Something happened with their house paint.
So y'all know how people on the internet be talking about, oh, people switch timelines and all that stuff, right? So above my refrigerator the other day, well, I noticed it the other day, but then yesterday I pointed out to my husband because I was telling him, hey, there's a paint mark above our refrigerator. I was like, but I don't remember that there. And he was like, I don't remember that there either. And I was like, you the one that painted this in the kitchen, you know, you must have been the one that accidentally marked it. And he was like, maybe I did, I don't know. So I was like, well, you know what they say? We've been jumping timelines. I said, in another timeline, that mark was there, wasn't there. And then we jumped to another one, and now that mark is there. So I was just looking through my photos to make sure that I'm not crazy and find an old video where I was in my kitchen where the mark wasn't there. Tell me why. The paint mark is gone. It was literally right above where that you milk is, like right up there. And the reason why I was looking through my videos is so I can make sure that I wasn't tripping. And also wanted to I looked at an older video in which I saw from before I noticed it. I did have a video where it was not there. I just had a TikTok a few weeks ago where I was making a taco for my son. On that video, this mark wasn't there. Just 3 days ago, that mark was there. It was there yesterday because that's when I pointed it out to my husband. And then today, just now, I noticed it was not there. And I know overnight, my husband ain't painted or nothing. So I know he ain't did nothing because we don't have no white paint. So the mark just disappeared.
Well, that's a bummer. I thought she was going to show us a video of the mark being there that she had found or something. That is pretty crazy, though. I don't know. I wonder maybe if they have a landlord that came in, but I feel like landlords, they have to notify you before they come into your home to do stuff, right? Especially maintenance type of stuff. That is weird. Yeah, sorry for the tease. I thought that she was going to show something interesting, but she really didn't. But glitch on the Matrix stories always fascinate me. I once saw a Prius drive by that had a engine sound of a 68 Camaro or something. It was like, rum, 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 rum. I've probably talked about it on this channel before because I think about it once a week because it's like, what was that? Did somebody put a motor in a Prius? I guess that's a possibility. I don't know. It's still weird. But if you have any glitch in the Matrix stories, please, I would love to hear about them. Let me know in the comments or send it over to my email, GeminiJonny369@gmail.com. And no, it's not 369 like the Yin Yang twins. 369, like the most powerful numbers in the universe. So says Nikola Tesla. But there you have it, folks. That is another compilation of some of the wildest TikTok conspiracy theories I can find. We did it, we done it. We're doing it some more. If you like this video, don't forget to drop a like for me. It really does help spread the video to a lot more people. And it helps tell the algorithm that you like my stuff and would like to see more of it. So you can also turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I go live or premiere a new video. I have been asked a few times to do kind of a get to know you, your beliefs type of video. So I'm thinking about doing that and putting it on Patreon. So if that's something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. Speaking of which, I'll put my Patreon down there too. Come hang out, say hi in the chat. The plan for Patreon is to post behind the scenes type of stuff, but also to post content that I have to edit out or blur or whatever on YouTube. So if you'd like to see uncensored, unedited versions of the content that I post here, I'll be posting it over there. But I'm also going to post that get to know you video over there. So if you have any questions or anything you'd like to know about me personally or my beliefs or I don't know, anything really, send it over to my email, GeminiJonny369@gmail.com. The Rational Rundown will be back next week. I got a couple topics I want to talk about. So if you missed the first 2 episodes, then go watch that and catch up. We talk about some fun stuff. I feel like those episodes came out pretty well and I like talking about topical stuff. So go check those out. I'll link them right up here. Actually, I think I put it right there. Whatever. Merch store's live. You know I always say it, but it's down there. You can check it out. We got new stickers. We got other stuff. We don't just sell beanies, by the way. We got regular hats. I know it's getting hot, but for the gym crew, beanie season is year-round. I don't know. Sounds nice. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I love you. So until next time, seek the truth.